Well, that was my death story, which means, chat, it's time for my stalker. Alright, so chat, if you do not know, sometimes in your life, in the world of that, people might get too attached. And when you do stuff like Twitch and YouTube and like you're a fluffy guy like me, you do stuff like that, sometimes people get attached way too much. And you know what? It just comes with the territory. And I'm used to it. And like, it doesn't actually bother me that much. And like 9 times out of 10, I'll like softly like deny people, and I'll give them like hints and nudges to, to not embarrass them, stuff like that. But at Camp Feral, like I said before, there is only 200 people there. And whether you like it or not, you are going to meet every single one of them, and you will not be able to get away from any of them, okay? So we're going to fast forward from the start to day 3, okay? On day 3, we had ourselves the fursuit photography, okay? And like at Camp Feral, fursuits aren't a big thing. Most people don't care if you have a fursuit, and like if you put a fursuit on and walk around the camp, nobody cares. They're just going to think that you're taking the photos or something like that. They're going to leave you alone because they're like 30 to 50. They've seen fursuits for the last 20 years. They don't care, okay? So the only time that people all put on the fursuits is for the last day camp, and we all come together to take a group photo outside of the Camp Feral. And if you're watching this on YouTube, here's a picture of it right now, okay? There's a picture of it right now if you're watching this on YouTube. Anyway, so we get there, and we're taking these pictures, and then after the pictures, there's kind of like a meet and greet, okay? There's like, anybody can walk on up and say hi and all this kind of stuff. It's like a little bit of mingling, right? So like, I'm mingling, I'm taking pictures with somebody, and then all of a sudden this guy walks up to me, and he's just like, "Oh, well, nuzzlesy wuzzlesy. Oh, I love your suit, Jake. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa." And he like comes down in and he gives like some hugs and stuff like that, which is normal. It's fine, stuff like that. That happens all the time. I'm perfectly used to it, stuff like that, right? And I give him a hug. We take our pictures, and all of a sudden, somebody to my left, it's just like, "Hey, Jake, I want to have a picture too." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So I say goodbye to the guy that I just took a picture with, and I start talking to the other person, right? And then all of a sudden, a jump hug happened. And they literally just like jump on me and start like hugging me around my neck. And like, I'm strong, I can support their weight, it's not a big deal. But I look over them and they jump hug me. I'm just like, "Oh, okay. I thought we were done. Okay, hey buddy, what can I do for you?" And he's just like, "Oh, nothing, oh, you're so cute and fluffy." And I'm just like, okay. And I grab his face and I kind of just like push his face away, which causes him to lose his grip. And like, I give him a little rub on the head as like a dismissive, like, "Okay, hey, that's cool, buddy." And be like, "Hey, I'm just going to talk to him for a little bit. You have yourself a good one." I give him a little bit of a push, right? And when I give him a little push, he kind of just like dives under it and he grabs my nose and he's just like, "Oh, your Snoop Booper is so cute." And I'm just like, bro, I've dismissed you this time 3 times. I've given you gentle dismissal 3 times, okay? So like, I kind of give him like a hard like push in the chest and be like, "All right, bud, that's great. I'm glad you love the suit. We'll get some pictures later or stuff like that. But this guy, it's this guy's turn, right?" So I go over and I look at the other guy, and the entire time I'm talking to this guy, which turns out he was my roommate in his suit, and I never knew he had a suit. He had a secret suit, right? So it turns out the guy that would want to take a picture with me was my roommate, which is awesome, right? But the entire time that I am dealing with him, this guy is standing in my blind spot, right? And like, you guys might not notice this, but like, I move my head a lot. That moves my blind spot around. I could keep on seeing him staring at me in my blind spot the whole time, okay? So the second I was finished with him and I turned just to like kind of like walk to the next person, he's right back there. Jiggy, oh, could you take your head off? And I'm just like, what? Why? Like, we're doing a fursuit shoot. Like, why would I take my head off? He's just like, "Oh, I just want to know what you look like IRL so I can find you later at camp." And I'm like, "Oh no, danger stranger." Like, the hairs on the back of my neck just kind of raised of like red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag.
He's just like, so, and would you like to, could you show me what you look like IRL?
And I'm just like, actually, I have to go. In fact, I have to head back to my, like my room, like now. I have another event stocked up, so like I have to go immediately. And he's just like,
oh, I can come back with you to your room, and I can help you undress and stuff like that.
And I'm just like, nope. I'm very independent. I like doing that kind of stuff myself, and it's all good.
He's like, but how will I ever find you again? And I just want to know what you look like.
I'm just like, bro, it's okay. I'm gonna be at Dodgeball next. I'll see you there. And it'll be easy to find me sometime later on the con. Okay, it's all good. With the intention of me never meeting this guy ever again. Okay, because it got weird. Okay. So I go back to my room, and I had to stealth away. I had to lose this guy because he tried to stalk me back to my room. I stealthed away, and I got back to my room without him ever knowing where I lived. And once I lost him, I didn't realize he did this, but I actually got text messages from friends of mine later on that he did this. He started going from cabin to cabin, asking people,
do you know where Jicky is? Do you know what cabin he's staying in?
Oh man! And then when they tell them that no, they don't know him, or they'd ask him like, oh, do you know who Jick is? They'd be like,
oh well, like, oh my god, he makes me so horny, and like, oh, he's so dommy and awesome, and like, oh, I just want to,
And I'm just like, and when I hear this, I'm just like, oh no! Oh my god, okay, we have to deal with this. Yes. Yeah, he went up to so many campers trying to figure out where I lived. He never found out where I lived, but like, because they also got that red flag feeling, but oh my god, okay? So, fast forward, I go to the dodgeball event because I accidentally slipped to him that I was going to the dodgeball event, but I didn't go there in suit, I just went there in IRL. He stood there at the entrance. He didn't play the dodgeball with us. He just stood there at the entrance of the dodgeball event, staring at us, trying to figure out who I was the whole time, okay? He just stood there staring, okay? We play dodgeball, game ends, we go to dinner, and like, he's just like walking around the dinner place looking for me. I stopped wearing my badges. I literally stopped wearing my badges. He was just walking around the dinner place trying to find anybody that had Jick stuff, okay? So, after all that is said and done, I go back to my, my room, and you know what? For the rest of the night, I didn't see him around. I went and had some drunk board games and did some bunch of other stuff. Nothing else came for it until the dance, okay? So, Jick had some alcohol. Jick had like 12 Palm Bays, and like Jick gets drunk off of 3 Palm Bays. Jick had a little bit of booze, okay? It was a thing, but it was too hot that night to full suit, and there was a dance. It was the last dance of the con, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go to this dance, but I'm going to go to it in a partial, and I'm going to wear my harness, okay? You guys haven't seen that often, but like I got a bulldog harness that I like. It's pretty huffy. So I'm just like, I'm going to go to this dance. I'm going to be huffy because I'm drunk, okay? I'm going to be huffy because I'm drunk, okay? So I go to the dance, and like I have my tail on because you guys know that I have UV reactive fur, right? On the dance floor, I shine like a freaking star, okay? So anybody can find me. I get to this dance, and I start dancing around, and like I started like, you know, huffily dancing with some other fursuiters and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun, okay? And then I hear in the left of my ear,
"Hey, Jick, can I dance with you?"
And I look over, and there he is, and I'm like, oh no, and I'm just like, yeah. Sure, bud, we can dance. And like I kind of like just dance in the vicinity with him for like 20 minutes or something like that, because I'm just like, okay, you know what, maybe if I just like dance like around, like near him, it will satisfy this. Maybe if I just like, maybe if I give him a little and then like push him off, it'll be enough, right? Spoilers, it was not enough. Spoilers, it was not enough, okay? So we start dancing around, stuff like that, and all of a sudden, a friend of mine comes up. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty demi, okay? Like, I need like an emotional bond with people before I'll do stuff with them that's like pretty like huffy stuff like that. And like a friend of mine comes up that I have a relationship with, and he's just like he wants to dance, right? And like we start like grinding and doing some huffy stuff. Like it's heavy dancing, chat. It is heavy dancing, okay? This is the FurryCon. This is the last night. It is some heavy dancing, okay? And this guy's just staring at us the whole time, okay? This guy, and like he'd walked away to a corner just to stare at us the whole time. And then when me and him stop, because like when you're there like dancing like that, you just dance for a few minutes and you move on to the next person, right? He comes in, he's just like,
hey Jacob, can we dance like that?
And I'm just like, oh, I need the headless lounge. I need to go. So I go to the headless lounge, right? And I go ahead and I take off my head and I take off the rest of my suit because like I was only partial, so I only had head, paws, and tail, right? I completely take off of my fursuit and like start drinking water. This guy didn't have a fursuit. You're not allowed into the headless lounge without a fursuit. He busts in trying to figure out who I am. He busts in to the headless lounge trying to figure out what I look like IRL. Good thing I took everything off, but like he busts in trying to figure out who I am. And I'm just like, oh, I have to deal with this. Like, at this point, I have to deal with this. Like, I've let this thing go on for long enough. I have to deal with this at this point. And like, if you don't know me, I will deal with something. If you're gonna be a problem, I will deal with you. Okay? So I go back out onto the dance floor. I can't find him. He's not out there. He's not doing his thing. Whatever. I just started like huffily dancing around and having fun again. I thought maybe he thought I left and he left. Therefore, I just started dancing around and having fun, right? All of a sudden, I'm dancing around with someone, and all of a sudden, I feel two hands on the back of my shoulders, and a whisper being like,
"Can I dance with you like that now?"
And I turn around, and it's him. And like apparently, he'd just been watching me from like a dark corner, and in a fursuit head, you can't see as well, so he's just been watching me for the time. And I turn around and I grab him by the face. I literally grab him by the face, and Dashi watched me do this. I grab him by the face and I walk him by his face to the exit door, and I look him dead in the face. I'm just like, hey bud, you are making me feel very uncomfortable. You've been stalking me like this whole day, and I don't appreciate it. So leave me alone and fuck off. And I pushed his face back and pushed him into a wall, and then I walked away. Now I didn't see this part, but apparently Dashi saw this part, and the guy like kind of looked at me stunned, and then he just left. He just fucking left, okay? And I got to dance for the rest of the night, and he never stalked me again. Okay, he did not stalk me for the rest of the con. In fact, on the last day, which was day 4, he actually came up to me, okay, and he apologized. He said he just has like a really bad social skills, and he didn't realize that he was causing that much harassment and stuff like that. So he apologized. We're all cool, all that kind of stuff, because like it's water off the duck's back, okay? For me, it's water off the duck's back, and like the fact that he apologized, I'm just like, you know what? I'll give you some prop. You actually went the extra mile. You came and found me, extra mile, and apologized. Cool, we're cool, but man, it's still a fucking good story. Oh, just a like,
hey, can I see what your face looks like IRL?
It's like, oh my god. But yes, that is my stalker story. That is my Camp Feral stalker story. And if you weren't expecting the apology, to be honest, a lot of people in the world, if given the chance, they're generally good people. Okay? Even the stalkers, even the people that do bad things, generally, if you give somebody the opportunity, they want to do the right thing. Okay? And I typically give people the opportunity to try to do the right thing.